back to my YouTube channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing episodes 1 and 2 of Netflix's season 5 of The Circle all single season. But before I get to it, though, I want y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content that you like, you might as well hit the subscribe button and stick around. If you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button and or drop a comment down below. Now, like stated previously, this season of The Circle is all singles. Emphasis on singles. All right. So when I first heard or saw this twist, I really wasn't enthused by it. I was like, oh, okay, wow, people go in there and lie that they're single all the time. It's never really been a big part of The Circle. However, after speaking with one of my friends, maybe it'll be funny to have, more flirtatious, more salacious, is that the word I'm looking for? Conversations, and maybe even some catfishes, people falling in love with like 50-year-old men or something like that. Episode 1 and 2, we're not really there yet, but maybe that's coming really, really soon. But before we get too into it, though, let's go ahead and meet our players. So first up, we have Xanthi. Xanthi is a 25-year-old model from Massachusetts. I gave her the nickname The Greek Goddess because she gave herself the nickname The Greek Goddess. She is catfishing her career. Instead of going in as a model, she's going to go in as a preschool teacher because models don't have the best track record on The Circle. Now, I feel like in order to go along with her fake occupation, she chose the right profile picture because she's smiling. It's giving roses and butterflies and rainbows, okay? Next up, we have Brian, who is a 47-year-old special investigator unit, supervisor of a special investigator unit. And he's playing catfish as his 27-year-old daughter, who is also a single mom. Y'all already know how I feel about single moms, single dads going into The Circle. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm sorry, I don't want to be blatant, but like in his intro, he was like, who wouldn't want to give the money to a young single mom? Me, I don't give a fuck. Like, what the? Now we have Brett. Brett is a 28-year-old, who knows, douchebag from Vegas. Like, what was his occupation? He doesn't have one. All we know is that he has done reality TV before and lost at that as well. In his profile, he said that there's a common misconception that he's a douchebag, and I was like, yep, I can see that. And then he changed it to, but I'm a lovable douchebag. Not getting the lovable vibes though, Brett. I'm not getting that at all. Next up, we have Raven. Now, Raven is a 26-year-old. Damn, what's her job? I don't know, but she's 26 and she's from Maryland. And we have her and her interpreter named Paris because Raven is deaf. Now, at first, I thought Raven's personality was a little bit OD. Like, it was like twerk, 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 that ass, like everywhere. And I'm like, okay, she's excited. She's on TV. I get it. But it was a little OD. Watching the next episode, I feel like Raven is actually going to be like the interesting person of the season. She might be the only hot tamale in this season, like for an all single season. So Raven grew on me. Next up, we have Marvin, who's 27 years old from Houston. He is a mechanical engineer and he is Nigerian. Now, Marvin is attractive. He's like a every now and again. I think obviously he looks better with his shirt off, you know what I'm saying? But he also gives childish. Like, it doesn't give 27. It kind of gives 18 for real, if we be honest. But Marvin is catfishing his job as a personal trainer because he wants people to underestimate his intelligence. Now, Marvin is also a simp. He has a soft spot for the ladies. Now, what type of ladies? We'll get to that later. Next up, we have Sam. Now, Sam is a 34-year-old freelance makeup artist from New York. And immediately, I was like, Rosie Perez. She reminds me of Rosie Perez. Now, if y'all don't know who that is, she was a fly girl on. She was the fly girl on In Living Color. And she also played in Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee and a lot of other roles, but those were her like two notable ones. But for the younger generation, Cardi B. Okay, so I was getting homegirl vibes from her, and I love her initially. But Sam made a very bad choice when coming in The Circle. And she chose a bad profile picture. Now, Sam told us, she was like, I have a natural resting bitch face. Okay, we all do, Sam. So when she opens up her picture, she was like, okay, Circle, take me to the picture where, and I was like, ooh, the one in the jumpsuit where you smiling. No, that's not what she said. She was like, the one with the camouflage jacket. I'm like, bitch, you are mugging in that picture. Why would you choose that picture? Now, when you are a fine female, okay, you can't choose two badass pictures. You got to choose one that's opening and welcoming, and then you got to back it up with a badass, ooh, she a baddie picture. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. You just got to do it. It's psychology, okay? People get intimidated by people who are attractive, all right? So, oh Sam, but I like her, y'all. Next up we have Chaz. Oh my God, it's a lot of people. We have Chaz. He's 28 years old. He's from Jersey, and he has his own business as a car detailer. He goes by Shampoo Poppy. He's catfishing his job though to be to come off as a nurse to seem like lovable and caring and things like that. First thoughts, trade as fuck. Chaz is so handsome. He's engaged, but he's on the single season. So, and this is not Chaz's fault. This is production. What is the point of emphasizing a all single season where you're going to have all singles if you still got people on there in a relationship lying about being single? If that's the case, it's just a regular fucking season with like dates implemented. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the only one who's in a relationship, but we'll get to that later on episode 2. Last but not least, actually last and least, we have Bruno. Actually, it's Billie Jean. She's 25 from London, and she's a model, but she is catfishing as Bruno because guys have it easier. When she's setting up her profile, it was so fucking annoying. She's like, I'm a mama's boy, and I'm this, and I'm that. And I'm like, you're fucking boring. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't like Billie Jean / Bruno. She's just boring. All right, so we finally met our initial cast, our OG cast. First initial impressions, I knew Raven was gonna like Marvin. Sam and Chaz, they hit it off automatically, obviously. New York, New Jersey. Brett falls back when other people come in the room, and that gives me not alpha vibes, sir. You come off as an alpha male when you're the only male, but as soon as everybody else comes into the picture, you retreat. So that's what I picked up about Brett's personality. And then the group, of course, noticed that everybody is all single. But like I stated earlier, that really has no play because people do that anyways. They lie on the circle anyways. Anyways, a very diverse group. Now we get our first alert. And after they have like a mini chat getting to know each other, they have to immediately rate one another. After their first rating, we go into a game entitled, Who Are You? So in this game, the circle asks questions, giving people options, and then we'll see who all chooses what. So like the first question was, are you a leader, lone wolf, team player, or people pleaser? Now Bruno and Xanthi chose that they were leaders. Everybody else said that they were team players. When it comes to games like this, I feel like it's best to be politically honest. Would you rather be successful, happy, some. Important part, everybody said happy except for Xanthi. She chose successful. She was like, well, if I'm a kindergarten teacher, I'm pretty sure I'm successful. Baby, if you are a kindergarten teacher, you are successful in some right, but you are doing it for the joy. I promise you. You're not doing it for the success. Of course, with that answer, the circle was looking at her like, oh, she's kind of cutthroat. She'd rather be successful versus like having a good time or being happy. Da, 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 da. You know how people judge you based off your answers. The last question was relationships. Have you ever cheated? Basically, have you cheated or not? Everybody put they have never cheated. And Raven and Sam were the only honest people who said that they cheated before. And like, bro, like, let's be honest, especially Brett. Like, you telling me you ain't never cheated, Brett, with a name like Brett. You're telling me you never cheated? Like, fuck out of here, boy. So with that question, I prefer you to be honest. Because if you lie or if you say that you never cheated, I'm looking at you upside your head like, bro, you lying. Chats for this episode, we have Marvin to Brett. Now, in this chat, Marvin is trying really, really hard. And Brett even notices it. I get the vibe that Marvin is the type of person who craves acceptance. And it feels like he is gravitating more towards the white people. Brett, he has a crush on Xanthi. When you have so many different people that of different backgrounds that might be closer to yours, you are thirsty for a relationship with these other people. All right. And I say that to say in later episodes, it gives Marvin this really disingenuous vibe, and it makes me not like him as a character on this show anyways, because I'm not a psychologist, so who knows. You get an alert, and we get an alert that 2 people will be going home, but each person must say to the group who they would block if they were the influencer. And then later they will reveal who everybody would vote for, and also reveal simultaneously if that person is indeed an influencer. If the person is an influencer, the person they chose to block will go home. Now, with this elimination process, it definitely went by faster, and it was definitely more juicy, because if that person is not an influencer, we know who they would have chosen to send home. So if that person stays, it's like beef. You know what I'm saying? So, and we love the mess. We love the drama. So I think this is a good twist, especially for a show that is in 5 seasons deep. First up, we have Xanthi, and Xanthi said that she would block Marvin. And when I tell y'all, I immediately said, ha! I said, ha! Because, he was so thirsty all up on that girl, and, I don't even know if they talked for real. So Bruno decides that he would block Brett, even though Brett thought that they hit it off. Sam would block Brett as well. Brent would block Sam with no given good reason, but Sam did say she would block Brett because when they were all in the group chat, Brett kind of fell back. Like I told y'all that he fell back. It was noticeable, right? Raven would block Brett as well, and we find out that Raven is indeed the influencer, so Brett is officially blocked. Then we move on to Brittany. Brittany would block Bruno, and Marvin would block Sam. And now, he is regretful, saying that he should have chose Xanthi instead, but obviously no, because he was all up that girl's ass. So he chose Sam, and later on we will find out the reason why. Chaz decides that he will block Xanthi, but we don't know who was the influencer, Marvin or Chaz. So the episode leaves with a cliffhanger with Sam and Xanthi being up for elimination. If you're enjoying my commentary so far, don't forget to drop down and hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more Circle reviews. Like this video and drop a comment down below. Who are your favorites of the OGs so far? Now let's go ahead and get into episode 2. Now, episode 2, we find out that Chaz is the influencer, which means that Xanthi is blocked and she has to go home. No, not really. Xanthi and what's the other boy name, y'all? Brett. They link up, and of course, Brett is blaming it on him not having a noble career like working with kids or being disabled for the reason he was blocked. Didn't like that. But they are giving a second chance. Boo. Like, why? Who asked for this? 1, they're not a likable pair. 2, they're boring. 3, Xanthi has a TV personality, but to me, it seems like she's trying to have a TV personality, which is really annoying to me. So they decide that they are going to make their catfish profile Jen. She's a Southern dog trainer, and neither one of them is from the South, so we'll see how long that lasts. And they are also over talking each other a lot, and it's really annoying. I think I'm really over this duo profile thing. Let's not do that next season, okay? After the Circle shows their elimination videos of Brett and Xanthi, they're really making the cast think that they went home, the Circle also reveals the rating results from last night. So we find out that Raven and it goes in the order as such. Number 1, Raven, Chaz, Bruno, I have no idea why, Marvin, Brett, Brittany, Xanthi, and Sam is last. And I really don't know why Sam got rated so low, because to me, she's a vibe all the time. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. So the Circle chat opens, and Sam asks why she was rated so low. Marvin ignores it because he was the one who we automatically knew that Marvin would send her home. Raven thanks people that voted for her, and Sam is saying that she's going to stay positive, and she's waving the white flag, and it's giving girl relax. Relax. Think of it as people wanted you gone because you're so likable. Like, don't stress out about it. Private episodes. Sam decides that she's gonna message what's that boy name? Marvin. And she's basically asking him and begging him, like, why did you want to eliminate me? And I'm thinking, like, Sam, nobody is going to tell you how to win the game. Because essentially you're asking me, what did I do wrong so I could do it better so people want to eliminate me? And it's night 2. I'm not going to give you the game, baby. It's to be sold, not told. So anyhow, Marvin tells her it's because her pictures were filtered heavily. And they agreed to start fresh. But Marvin is kind of like, I'm going to say that, but I would still block you any given chance. Because 2 players left last night, Brett and Xanthi. 2 new players have entered the chat. One is Brett and Xanthi's combined profile, Jennifer. And the other one is Tom. Now, Tom is 36 years old from London, and he's a stand-up comedian. I'm not impressed. People have a good vibe, though. But Marvin is like this cool aunt, Jennifer. Is such a cool aunt, but she doesn't have any photos of her nieces or nephews, so he's scratching his chin on that one. The game for this episode is entitled Talk Flirty to Me. Jen and Tom have to say a pickup line, and whoever wins gets to choose who they want to have a one-on-one with. Jen wins, and she invites Tom. Boring. Skip. This is where we find out that Tom isn't really single, and I have a straight face because isn't this the fucking single season? It's so annoying. Production is pissing me off with that shit right there. But the important part of their conversation is Tom and Jennifer start an alliance, and another alliance forms, the Melanin Alliance between Melvin, Chaz, and Raven. Now, I want to say this. Melvin started the group chat with Chaz and Raven because he wanted to get in good with the influencers. Along that conversation, they obviously, I guess, bonded about being melanated, POCs, black. We have this every season. I'm normally here for it. But in Melvin's case, it's strictly strategic. Oh my God, I'm trying to record this loud ass street, yo. But in Melvin's case, it's strictly strategic. And given the type of person I've pegged Melvin to be, I don't appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay tuned for more Circle reviews. Next up will be episodes 3 and 4. Like I said, be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. It's a date.